Hello, hello, mostly superheroes fans. Logan here as we close 2020. Thankfully, we're in the last day of this crazy, crazy year. And we have a special treat for you. This episode will be the best of 2020. I'm going to walk you through some of my favorite moments from the show, from the early days to the middle of our season to some of the recent stuff that I liked. I think that you'll like. With that, let's get into it. This is Mostly Superheroes. So what we're going to do here is a basic top 7. My top 7 favorite moments from the show. It's been a hell of a year. There's been so much fun, and I'll tell you right now, looking at these past episodes, it just got me even more excited for everything we're doing next year. Real quick, new schedule. We're going to try to do something new for you every day in 2021. That's right, something new, even small or big. Something to look forward to for Mostly Superheroes. We have a new schedule up. It's up on our website, mostlysuperheroes.com. Go check it out. We're excited. But for today, we're going to focus on what we did this year. First up at number 7. This is an episode, I believe, 1. This is Adam. You guys remember Adam? Excited to say I've already messaged Adam. We're going to be seeing more of him in the new year. He's going to be involved with the show again, so those listeners who remember Adam from our early episodes, look forward to that. In this clip, we break down Iron Man 1, birth of the MCU, Marvel Studios, the early days of making that great 2008 film, the OG Iron Man flick. With that, let's get into it now, and we'll see you after to get into the rest of our top 7 of Mostly Superheroes. Enjoy. Let's keep going. Let's actually get into the movie. So this movie, the way it opens up, so Tony Stark is like in the desert. Mm-hmm. Let's just cut through, right? He's in the thing. It explodes. He gets kidnapped. And we find out why later. We'll blow that up. But he is, first of all, let's open with the Jericho.
Dude, this
that's why he's there, right? He's selling like weapons
that's exactly why
to
he's there.
The U.S. government, and he's here to show what it can do.
Dude, and this scene right here in this movie is exactly why I said these people had a fucking plan from day one.
Like they knew what they were doing
from day one.
They were so excited. They like
exactly. Just the little subtle Easter eggs they get. Stark sitting there and he's talking about the whole. He said this in all of the movies. Peace in his time, and he's very comparable to Thanos in that aspect,
right?
Especially in this movie because he's still a cocky little shit.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any regard for his actions for anybody. He just kind of does what he does, and it's just like, listen, I'm gonna do the same. But the Jericho he's launching it, and he says something along the lines of one weapon to end it all.
Wow.
You can't tell me
it's not a direct foreshadowing
of the Infinity Gauntlet.
Of the Infinity Gauntlet. Again, spoilers ahead. I mean, these movies that we're going to be talking about. But, they were planning everything that you're about to embark upon if you're a new Marvel fan watcher. They knew from day one. So I don't think you're watching, Iron Man and Thor and, they didn't know what the next movie was going to be.
There was no unintentional movie made at all. This was every movie from day one has been part of a piece of a puzzle.
Every scene,
damn near every line. It's insane, man.
Well, let's talk about Jensen and being in the cave. So first of all, he's in the cave, right? He's being held by this Al Qaeda type group.
Yes,
and he's in the Middle East, and they're saying build us this Jericho thing, and he's in there. He's like, okay. He wakes up. He's got the thing.
Yep. He's got the arc reactor. Well, it's not an arc reactor at the time.
He doesn't have the arc reactor. He has a battery.
He has a battery.
Dude, it took me
an electromagnetic battery.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Because it took me a few watches to actually understand exactly what was happening. I was like, why is this guy hooked up to a battery at all? I didn't understand in the early days, and I didn't really follow in the comics. Well, it's he's got an electromagnet pulling out to keep shrapnel from going into his heart.
Yeah, from killing him.
And it's just like a magnet.
That's all it was.
And he needs like a power magnet.
Yeah.
So he builds first before he builds anything.
Well, shout out to Jensen.
Jensen's just there like, hey. He's
I'll help you.
I'll help you. He's like, do it. He's like, do as I do.
Yeah.
Do as I do.
Just do this.
And I want to talk about Jensen. So this is like ends up being like Tony's little mini sidekick to help him like plan the escape, right? The inevitable escape. And you're looking on the screen, you're already getting a preview of that. So Jensen, you had some thoughts on Jensen.
Yeah. I not thoughts, but
like you said, he was playing. Tony's like playing
the whole. So they share a moment in the cave where again it just makes me really feel like they knew from day one where they wanted to go and the Easter eggs they wanted to lay, or maybe they didn't and they just kind of paid homage to some of the movies in the older movies and the newer movies.
Okay.
But the scene where Jensen is, they're playing. I don't know. I forget what they're playing.
They're playing a game.
They're playing
That's what it was.
A game.
It's
him and Tony. Man, and it just had that Gamora and Tony feel. Like they're both working together to get somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. They're both trying to figure out who they are through
Gamora
this game.
and
Gamora and Tony.
Oh yeah.
At the in Endgame.
Yep.
When they're in the spaceship.
Yep.
It just had the same vibes as that cave, man.
Nebula.
Yeah, Nebula. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Nebula. Yes.
Okay.
Nebula.
Dude, that's so interesting. And like, it's funny that you like. I feel like you're absolutely right. I feel like they tuck that kind of stuff into these movies all the time.
Yeah.
And like if it seems like it was on purpose, it probably was on purpose.
Right.
Right.
For people like us.
At least for us.
Yeah, because they want to trick us.
So let's just talk real quick about this suit he makes like when he escapes. How the fuck did he do this? Like, I mean, just to quote Obadiah from in the movie, he goes, he built this in a cave.
Yeah, you can't build it in an hour or whatever he says. Yeah.
Like, what in the world? He made this thing, and dude, I'll tell you, when I was shocked in the movie, I remember like when it flew.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and he took off, dude.
I mean, like he's like soaring into the sky, and I'm thinking like, this is the smartest person I've ever seen.
Dude, 100%. And what's crazy about like this suit is how it really does play into like a lot of the other suits, especially the Hulkbuster suit, man.
Oh man, it's got the same eyes.
Yeah, exactly. It's got the same exact eyes.
And again, just call back, you know about that Hulkbuster because you wore the.
Yeah, I do. Dude.
Again, you wore the.
I was in it. I wore it.
Were the eyes slanted?
Their eyes. I looked like that guy, but just had red on.
Yeah, just like an oversized kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
and
all right.
Pee hole cut out.
All right, we go with the escape.
Yeah, dude.
So he takes off, right? Okay, boom. I call this Tony's return, and this is where like you meet all his friends.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just talk about Pepper.
Dude.
Pepper Potts, his assistant, and she does great. I always like this scene where she has to dig out in his chest.
What it seems like, it's so great. It's gross.
Like she's like, "There's pus."
Yeah, yeah. He's like, it's a mucus membrane.
Like, it's from the thing. It's not from me. I always just thought like, man, what a crazy like thing to have a person do. Just reach into your body
and just grab like
a cord
and change it
and just yank.
He's like, it's like operations. She doesn't know what operations is.
So,
like what?
Operations, like a game where you the wishbone.
Yeah, take out the wishbone.
Take out the wishbone. Like literally plays like Operation.
Oh man.
We also meet James Rhodes, I believe his name is.
Yes.
Rhodey.
James Rhodes.
Played by the great Terrence
Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Yeah. Right? That's right. Terrence Howard.
It is Terrence Howard. I've seen his name.
I almost said Terrence McKenna.
Who's that?
The LSD man. Oh, dude. You don't know who the McKennas are?
I don't.
You have to watch like an old Rogan podcast, dude. But or Dying to Know. But Terrence McKenna was like one of the not founding fathers, but one of the founding fathers of like bringing psychedelics to mainstream and like
interesting,
trying to treat them for using it to like treat it for depression and stuff like that,
like medicinal purposes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What Oregon's trying to do, dude.
Interesting. Yeah, we'll have to tackle that topic on my turn with Logan. That's another show that hopefully by the time you listen to this is up and running. So
yeah, dude.
Good topic.
Yeah, it is.
This is where I gotta like write down stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, good thing we're recording it.
We are. We can just re-listen to it or rewatch.
Hey, future Logan. Write down that idea. All right. 2020, as we all know, was full of tons of tragedy and sadness. We know there was a lot of good stuff that happened too, but one of the tragic things that happened from 2020, we did lose Chadwick Boseman. Rest in peace, our Black Panther, our king. And in one of our earlier episodes, we do a nice tribute to Chadwick, talk a little bit about his career, other films he did, and of course a tribute to Black Panther itself. So we talk a lot about the film. It's one of our longer clips of today's episode, so you can get the full effect of Black Panther and tip your hat to Chadwick Boseman. Enjoy. Well, welcome back, guys. I'm Logan, most of superheroes, and we have a few. I mean, at this point, there's only so many episodes. You guys are basically veterans at this point. We got both mics.
Both mics.
Hello.
Mic times 2.
So if you listened to last week's episode 6, it was the second mic we've had on, and I was like, well, we just got to have them both on now. Mm-hmm. And then we got Andy again.
Yep. Thank you. No more Andy's allowed, though.
Well, we'll see.
One at a time.
We'll see. Well, welcome back, guys. We have a lot to talk about today. A lot's happened this week, and we have some real stuff. We have some exciting news. We have some funny stuff. But I did want to open up with some kind of tragic news that happened this week. And with this being a superhero podcast and everything, wanted to pay kind of tribute to Chadwick Boseman, who just passed away this past week of colon cancer.
Our king.
Our king. Of course, for those that may not know, Black Panther star, crazy movie. Also, was in 42. Played the Jackie Robinson. That was actually his breakout movie. I did a little reading on him today because I was just curious about the whole situation. Because I mean,
James Brown, Get On Up.
Yeah,
incredible movie if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
You ever seen it?
I haven't.
Oh my God, he plays James Brown, and that you know James Brown. Obviously.
Of course,
he is
of course.
Absolutely an absolute monster in that movie, and it's a ton of fun. The music's fucking awesome. So if you haven't seen that one, do it.
Yeah,
it's really really good.
I didn't no, I haven't seen that one, but the guy, he had a very interesting career, and I mean, I was just shocked by this news.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody, like even celebrities that were in movies with him, were saying the same thing. And after reading, they released an official statement from his like Twitter, Instagram, whatever, that it was kept a secret, and no one really knew he had colon cancer. It was something that, actually, I have a quote from CBS. So CBS did a really nice job. It was a very regular article, just kind of summarizing what happened. So just to read a couple things, I wanted to make sure that we at least honor this guy on this show.
For sure.
Because this guy, I mean, just wait till you hear some of this. So first of all, no one knows about this, right? No one knows he has colon cancer, and they say in this, a member of his family or whoever, that he was doing chemo and surgeries in between all the films that we were just talking about.
Just not telling anybody.
Like literally, it was like happening just the way you can't just have colon cancer and fake it. You got to go to get treatment and all
Dude,
that.
if I stub my toe, my neighbors can hear it. This guy didn't tell anybody he had colon. What a stallion.
Well, and honestly,
suffer in silence, man. What a beauty.
I really respect honestly the way that he did it, because if you look at it, he was. These are all assumptions. Everybody's gonna have their thoughts on this. Mine is that he didn't want to be defined by his cancer, and he doesn't want to be a good actor or make it because of this thing that was in the background. And Robert Downey Jr. said it. They had a quote from him. He spoke out. Many actors did, especially during the Marvel Disney hosted. I forget what I think it was on ABC. They did a tribute to him. Yeah. A lot of celebrities spoke out just about how this guy leveled the playing field, like changed the game, busted out, made a name for himself, and became a blockbuster movie star. And literally none of them knew about this other thing, this major crucial part of his life. So just want to say kudos and thank you for your work and condolences to your family.
And kind of how I viewed it was he was a superhero to a lot of kids and an inspiration to a lot of people. And he probably didn't want them to be drugged down a little bit by what he was going with. And he wanted to be an inspiration for kids that he was fighting for. And kids that I saw a lot of videos this weekend of him going to hospitals and talking to kids. And he wanted to be that hope and inspiration for them. So he probably didn't want to kind of, cast this dark shadow over his character that these kids look up to and give him something to look forward to and some hope.
Well, I mean,
well said.
He that's how I knew him, obviously. I mean, I knew him as stuff before, but he really defined himself as this. And I mean, culturally, what Black Panther did for, all superhero fans, it kind of opened it up. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of, there's really not a lot of black characters in the show, and the way he did it and became the king, you know what I mean? Like everybody else is this person, this person, this person, this person. Then he comes on the scene and he became that and assumed that role. And Well, he did, and I didn't. That's the thing is, I didn't even pay attention. I didn't know about Black Panther really before this. You know, I knew my guys. You know, you guys know the superheroes I like, and then he came on the scene, and it just obviously shook everything up, and he was just obviously brought a lot more love to probably Marvel itself and the series from people who couldn't really connect to it earlier.
Absolutely, yeah, had a huge impact, and I mean, just Marvel and everybody's been speaking out about it, just about how this guy was great to work with. Yeah. You know, he was just a curious, artistic guy, and that, you know, what I keep hearing is he had a lot left to do. So it's just, you know, it's a real tragedy. Well, I say tragedy. I mean, it's the guy probably knew for a while that it was coming. You know,
that's wild.
Well, with this, you know, with this show, we do a lot of deep dives and reviews and stuff. I thought it'd be nice to talk through Black Panther as kind of a
watched it recently,
just a nod. Yeah, and we watched it last night. I think you did.
Same.
Yeah. Have you seen it recently?
I haven't seen it recently, so.
Well, that'd be good because you can be like this party that hasn't and might challenge us with some questions and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Is that cool if you guys?
Absolutely, I definitely have.
Well, I have some notes.
Oh man, you didn't tell me I needed to take notes.
I watched it last night, just to kind of highlight some high level.
So scene 1, 34 seconds in, this happens.
No, I was gonna say we'll keep it kind of high level and do just some takeaway of what's cool about the movie. Maybe what, you know, kind of theorize what might happen from here on out. There's a lot of outbreak from fans and whatnot about should you recast. The strongest voice out there right now is no, do not. Like, retire this character and bring in a new Black Panther. Well, we can talk about it. So the movie, overall, just third time I think I've seen it. Great movie.
Yeah.
Like just a great movie from a guy that sits down and watches the movie will judge how he feels. It's just a good movie beginning to end. Great story and fucking beautiful. Like
the imagery in that, it was like it was kind of like a cross between Avatar and the Marvel universe at some points with the lighting, the way they shot it, and everything like that, and the actual, like, you know, like when they were giving him the whatever that is. By the way, if anyone listened last time about steroids, he takes steroids in this movie. He does. They give him that stuff.
The purple
juice.
Flower.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That juice.
On the juice.
He's on the juice, man. I watched for it. I was trying it because I was like, man, he's not that big, and then he took that stuff and he became a monster. So yeah, Black Panther's on what's it called, Wakanda steroids, whatever they're juicing over there.
Whatever the purple flower is, it's definitely like.
Well, clearly, it's that. What's it called? The stuff.
It's vibranium.
Vibranium, yeah, sort of vibranium based.
In liquid form.
I want some of that stuff that makes you see your dead ancestors.
Like peyote.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
whatever they
whatever they took to send him to the Panther land.
Oh, you're talking about whenever he goes to, I call it Lion King Town.
Yes.
Like where you go and visit your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like it's exactly, but I mean, Lion King's in Africa. So I guess that's just, you know, and I think,
Vibes.
well, and they also did a lot of research on,
there's one.
Oh boy, he's going to be going through these beers. Yeah, they did a lot of research from tribes of from Africa. That's a big cooler.
Well, let's see if I can't do like I did last time.
No, it's all right. That's cool. It's like the people listening are like, I'm really there.
Yeah. Welcome, pull up a seat.
You hear the ice and the cans.
Yeah. It's because Logan has these mics so tuned in now. It's taken a little bit, but now he's locked in.
I think so. I think we're getting close. I mean, it just gets a little bit better each week. I think.
Yes,
I think. You guys tell me.
I think you suck.
One of the craziest concepts of this movie and just the storyline is the origin story of Wakanda, which I don't know if everybody kind of remembers, but they're from a meteor, like a meteor that carried vibranium, landed in Africa. It had crazy technology. They shared with the world for a while, but then they were like, no, we don't want to do that. And that's what allows them to have all this crazy tech and flying, like a meteor. Just an interesting.
I like how they referred to it in the movie as the City of Gold. That El Dorado. Remember that they thought it was in South America, but it was really in Africa. When that crazy dude, Claw,
the main villain.
That dude parties, dude.
Oh,
for any of the villains, that dude fucking parties.
I like how he has a robot arm from when he got it ripped off in Age of Ultron.
Yep.
Dude, my favorite part in that movie is when he shoots everybody and gets that gun out of his arm for the first time in the Asian club. For anyone who hasn't seen, it's hysterical. You obviously should have seen by now.
I would say we're gonna break
but
it up. I didn't say it, but spoiler alert for Black Panther.
When he gets that gun out of his arm for the first time, and he goes, "That was awesome!" And he got so excited, like, dude, I don't know. I just thought that he's just a fun villain that like he wasn't too consequential. He wasn't like an Ultron or a fucking, or a Thanos or anybody super.
Well, and a spoiler, but like he dies in this movie too. I think he gets Killmonger kills him and drags his body to Wakanda for kind of like Black Panther's number 2, T'Challa's number 2.
Yeah, that was so early in the movie. I didn't expect that. Going in, I think he was shown as like one of the main or like more bigger villains of it. He still was, but I
know.
Usually expect that person to be like.
Well, especially if they're in multiple movies, you would think like this is going to be a big villain, but
well, he's kind of like gets slapped around by Ultron in the first one. His arm cut off by him, obviously, but he's just like, get out of my way. Like, he's just been that kind of villain. He's just that push around donkey from the sewer, kind of got up and, and he's back down again. He lives,
I like him.
I did too. But yeah, I like, the thing I liked most about that was because it was physically, their fight scenes and everything was most realistic. I was watching it, and that first fight scene he has with M'Baku, the big dude, there's a lot of capoeira and in there, that dude which is Brazilian, like it's like tribal fighting essentially. So I think it was cool that they used even that kind of specific fighting style for such a tribal movie. That you know what I mean? Obviously, smarter people than me thought about that, but I just appreciated that to keep with the realism of it also.
Yeah, well, that's what they poured into every single piece of this movie. And if you watch any of the extra footage. First of all, this is on Disney Plus. If you don't know, if you have Disney Plus, get over and watch it. They have it featured on there right now. But you can look at extra bonus footage, and they have like a round table with Ryan Coogler and some of the other writers. And they talk, I mean, the amount of detail they put into the storytelling, to the costumes, to where when they said we're going to film this movie, Black Panther, it takes place in Africa. Ryan Coogler had never been to Africa. First thing he did was he took a flight there, and he just did like a walkabout and like took pictures, took notes about culture. Wow. Went to different tribes, and every tribe you see features like an aspect of a real world like tribe in Africa.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Pretty great the way they did that. The king was the man.
He's pretty good.
Positive character through and through.
Yeah, and like that's the thing is like if they made this Black Panther movie, like you could have just made it like Black Panther kicking ass in Africa, but like it also had a really rich story about being an outsider and what it means to help each other. And I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but there's some really good quotes in this movie that are like exactly what is like
Life
great
quotes.
For right now.
Yeah. Pertinent to today, yeah.
Absolutely. But some more stuff in the middle of the movie. I just took some notes on stuff that I liked. One thing they said in the roundtable, they had to be careful when designing Wakanda because they were like, we can't make another Asgard on Earth. They're like, we don't want it to look like so crazy. Mm-hmm. So they made it like so cool, but like just to a point to where they're like, okay, it's not unbelievably.
And like the cool shit was cool, but then the not so cool shit was just regular. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, oh, they have this high rise in this great city, but then like there's still people walking around and
you can go down and
tribal warfare and having little or tribal gear and like having like the street vendors and all that.
Yeah,
shit,
like eating food and stuff, buying clothes. Yeah. You had different sides of like this is also like a real place where people live. Mm-hmm. They did a great job of that. The tech is crazy. She she gives him the tour of that like the Black Panther like layer. And she's like, here, try these on. He has automatic like nano shoes.
I have a question about that.
Sure.
So in Avengers the fucking Infinity War.
Yeah.
How did the aliens know where they were? Because they have that canopy that nobody else can see.
Well,
when they started firing down on them, how did they know where they were?
Because of the Mind Stone. It was with Vision. Mm-hmm. And I think they were like tracking him. Vision. What a week.
Dude, that dude sucked. For being as awesome as he was.
He was tough. He was tough in Age of Ultron, and then there's so many memes about it.
Yeah.
About how like he just went like, pew.
Yeah, he just.
Have you ever seen that meme where it's like that beautiful horse drawing, and then towards the end it's like just a stick and its little hoof?
No.
Like they used it to compare Game of Thrones. Like it started off as just gorgeous, and then it just gets kind of worse and worse, and then by the end it's like a first grader kind of put like a little hoof on there. That's kind of what Vision was to me in this little kind of synopsis of him.
If you go like film by film, he just becomes like a bitch, like more and more as you go. We also had that joke about, remember when we watched Endgame at my house that one time, and I think it was Adam or you that made the joke, like he just wants to be a real boy.
Oh yeah, he was Pinocchio.
He's Pinocchio. Oh my god, that's great.
Dude.
Yeah, send me that and I'll put it up on the screen. That's a great representation of what's going on with him. This horse drawing is exactly right.
We'll see how WandaVision is.
Yeah, we got WandaVision. We'll get to dive into that a little bit. Mike's moving through beers.
We still got 2 hours, man.
No, that's the. I'm glad that we have the cooler. I'm just going through my notes. If you guys have any other thoughts as we're going, feel free to jump in.
What was it that I wanted to talk about with them? His little sister in that movie, the tech girl.
Oh yeah.
Hot.
Oh yeah. I think she's great.
I think
hope she's back for a lot.
I hope she's in some other stuff, and she's hot.
What's her name?
I don't know.
Siri?
It's something like that.
Better not be Siri.
It's something like that. It's I think I might think of it as we're sitting here.
Also, I really like the fucking gorilla mountain dogs in them.
The gorilla mountain dogs.
You know what I'm talking
Rhinoceros
about? The
things?
tribals, the gorilla tribe in the mountains.
Oh, the mountains, yeah. Because they always do
fucking
they do like the barking
Jabari
type
yeah,
thing.
The Jabara. They
all bark at like the white CIA guy from
Hey,
Civil
I like
War.
them. If I were probably in this movie, I'd be in that tribe. They're pretty cool.
Shuri.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah, she is great. She wears like the tiger paw like things that like do like sonic waves. Actually gets a one up on Killmonger late in the movie. Really nice.
I didn't love Killmonger. I didn't love his character. I think he tried. I think he forced it.
Yeah, he does seem a little. Third time
aggressive.
watching it, he seems a little. Like he did a great job, but also like, it does feel a little fake. It feels a little forced.
The way he is.
But like I'll tell you right now, just really jumping ahead. I mean, when he dies at the end, it's like the most saddest villain dying scene I've ever seen. Like he was like super sad. Like T'Challa's just sitting there like, it didn't have to be like this, you know. All we had to do is like bring you over here after my dad killed your dad. Like just put him in the plane. That poor kid. He had to go around telling everybody, he's like, my dad's from a real big place in Africa that has like real fancy technology and a lot of stuff, and they're like,
no, he's not.
And he's like, I swear. He's like, me and my friends saw Spaceship whenever we were playing.
No.
Terrible childhood.
Go talk to this person in a white coat for 3 hours and let's see how you do.
Yeah, that's a funny scene. I like whenever he goes to the museum and he's there for like the Piece of Wakanda stuff, and you guys just watched it right this week.
Yeah.
So he's in the museum and he poisons the curator and she like falls down.
Yeah.
I was so confused about that part. I was like, why'd you have to poison her
Just
if you
shoot
guys
her.
were gonna shoot everybody anyway?
He likes chicks. He likes white
know.
girls.
Well,
Probably likes white girls.
I have no idea.
I bet he does.
He said a line of something like,
He shot his
after that,
girlfriend in the head
he
whenever he left.
He did.
Remember that?
Yeah.
He's getting on the plane to go to Wakanda.
She was another
and
hot.
the
she
villain,
was another
the
hot black
villain,
chick. 100%.
the villain has her and is like, put down the gun, I'll kill her. And Killmonger shoots his girlfriend in the head and is like, I don't
Why
care.
didn't she just? Hey, if you're, I didn't like that part because if you're Killmonger and you have all those fucking dots, those scars on yourself for all representing a kill apparently, and you couldn't shoot the dude instead of her.
he said he wanted to make it
There are little
look like
things
they
in
were
the movie.
amateurs.
He
'Cause,
said
like,
he said that, but I mean, why did they even have to be dressed up as paramedics to get in if you're just
It's a overindulgence.
gonna? I don't like tearing apart movies.
Hey, I do it all the time. My goodness.
Okay, a couple of these quotes real quick. So at the end, T'Challa decides. We're really breezing through this. If you guys have any other thoughts, we can jump to whatever. We have a lot to talk about today anyway, so we'll see where we land. But at the end, he's like, I'm going to open up Wakanda to the rest of the world. And they're like, we're going to chip in now. We're going to help people. And he says this thing to the UN. He says, when we let the fear of our discoveries stop us from doing what is right. And he talks about that at the end of the day, we have more in common than we think. And I'm paraphrasing that part. Yeah. And at the end of the day, we just got to find a reason to help each other. And I was like, gosh, this is like spot on right now. Like nobody's saying this kind of stuff on TV or on the news or anything. I was like, this is better than any politician's speech I've heard. Since Obama, I guess.
I just had an idea. What if like a really wealthy black guy, like a black Bruce Wayne, became the Black Panther?
Well,
in rest of, you know what I mean? Like as like a like a vigilante kind of.
Well, I mean, that's T'Challa really is like a Bruce Wayne. I mean, he's rich. He's a genius, and he's got like unlimited resources. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Wow. Well, I don't know. Like, so here's the like the realities of this too, stuff that's like uncomfortable to talk about. But just moving on to like MCU now. Like, before I wrap this up though, kudos, thank you to Black Panther and Chadwick Boseman.
Hey, to the king.
To the king. Cheers.
To our king.
Cheers.
Absolutely.
Our king. Cheers.
Can't reach guys, but cheers.
At number 5,
Batman fans, get ready. You're going to enjoy this clip from one of our episodes where PC Mike, the Giggler, and myself talk about all the Batman news in 2020. There was a lot. This is a nice clip that kind of sums it all up, breaks out what's going to happen with the DC, at least to the best of our predictive abilities, including things from Flashpoint, the rest of the DCEU. We, of course, talk about the Batman, Battinson, if you will. And we talk a little bit about HBO and Warner Brothers and what they have in store. So, Batman fans, enjoy this one. Right. So this Flash movie. This is the news. This is the stuff that's making me go like I'm a little kid again. I mean, all right. So the Flash movie. First of all, last time we met, Andy, you were on. We talked about how Michael Keaton was confirmed for this Flash movie to play like a multiverse type Batman. Since then, we have now learned that Ben Affleck is confirmed, not just to come back and reshoot this Justice League film, but also to be in the Flash. So he's gonna be in the film, another Batman, and also that they've confirmed that the suit, the one that the kind of design you see here, is actually a new suit. So they're gonna upgrade that kind of shelly, like weird.
Couldn't turn his neck.
Like looks like a bunch of plastic.
Yeah.
Looks like you just got out of like, I don't know, Blade or something. Like it's like a futuristic movie, like where they're
like barely better than CW when they have like a million times the budget.
Oh yeah. Oh CW. Yeah, CW suit's great. So this is gonna be a little bit more like the CW. Like looks more form fitting, and it's confirmed that it's made by Ben Affleck's Batman in the film. So he makes a new suit for him.
That's awesome.
Fucking sick, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
So we'll see what happens with the Flash. I mean, all these Batmans, man. I mean, what's gonna happen? And like I just did an episode on Doom Patrol, the episode before this. That's a DC show on HBO. So just to break open HBO a little bit, HBO, I mean, they are opening up the world with the multiverse of DC, and it seems like they're just like, hey, we're here for this. We'll do this. And I mean, I don't know how much you follow the CW shows. Do you watch those?
I watched Arrow for a long time.
Okay.
And I'm not going to lie, towards the end, I just kind of got drugged down because it felt like it was the same thing almost over and over and over again. Laurel Lance, I don't know how many times she can die and come back.
Yeah,
a
or
lot
just
of people.
Anybody in that whole universe.
Yeah, like, a lot of people in that show and universe.
But I mean, for what it is, I think DC does a really great job with those shows, and it pulls in fans, and I think it's a great thing. I'm excited for what HBO is going to start doing with that kind of in their mindset, and I don't know if it's on there, but possibly the Batman TV show that's going to come to HBO.
Yes, and I've heard about this Batman TV show. Isn't it like do you know a lot about it? I haven't read much.
I've heard rumors it is Batman basically like year 1.
Okay.
So the Batman movie we're going to talk about here shortly.
Yep.
It's year 2.
Yeah, year 2 Batman.
So this is when Jim Gordon's trying to get his footing, kind of like the Gotham TV show, but I think more towards when Batman starts taking over. And I would assume more gritty because it is HBO.
Yeah.
And it's not on Fox.
Who do you think would play him? Do they bring in a fresh person?
I don't even know if Batman's going to be in it. I think it's going to focus.
I think it's like Jim Gordon and his
just
GCPD.
on like.
Did you guys watch Gotham?
Oh yeah, that was a great show.
That was a great show. Yeah. So something like that, but kind of later years.
Yes, I think later years, closer to when Batman isn't going to be a 13-year-old dealing with.
Even on Gotham, and they even talked like even Gotham. I feel like they kind of rushed it.
Yeah,
I was like, this isn't.
We're going to speed up 10 years.
He's just Batman all of a sudden in the last episode.
Where did he train?
Spoiler alert.
He went to Lee and Yu. He went there. Or not Lee and Yu. Wherever the League of Shadows is, he went to them. It's like, and like, it's so funny because it's like the last episode of the season. That happens within the first 10 minutes. Yeah. Spoiler alert here for the end of Gotham. Usually pretty good about those spoiler alerts. But again, this is the show.
Yeah, this is it.
And it's like 10 minutes. He goes to this thing, and it says like he like gets off a plane and looks back, and he's like, and it says like 10 years later.
That's how they do it.
I was like, oh man, these are the most
Huge
crucial
training montage. 10 years later, here we go.
But dude, I'm so excited for this. I don't know. I mean, like we said last time, this Ezra Miller is like a kind of a mess. It seems like he's like in the press for pushing down a girl and stuff, but they are announcing news on this movie like it's happening just the way that we think. So,
and I thought he was a bright spot in the Justice League. I liked him as a Flash.
We liked him too. I mean, just watching it fresh.
Yeah,
I thought he was good.
I have no complaints for real.
What do you guys think Keaton is going to be doing in this movie?
I think it'll be an older version of Batman, and I'm assuming if they're bringing Affleck in, it'll be kind of timeline stuff with the Flash. I think he'll be kind of that old grizzly Batman that we've seen in some of the things that they've pushed out in the past.
Like kind of like a Batman Beyond, like Batman.
Yeah.
He's like Batman. That's what I was saying last time. Kind of a guy in the chair.
Yeah.
Maybe, or he has a young team, maybe, or maybe this is how he gets a young team.
He's on the verge of retiring. And he's that Batman. I forget what graphic novel it is, where he defeats the Joker in the Love House, and then it's kind of like the end of Justice League or Batman versus Superman when he has like an underground tunnel and he's actually alive.
Oh, geez.
So it's one of those graphic novels. Like I forget what it is.
Hey, tell us. We're trying to get that intern in here. Oh, so Mike brought his computer today.
I wanted to be on top of things,
dude. And like as soon as you said it in my head, I like pictured it and I go, "That's exactly what we need. We need a guy on a computer."
Stat guy. I'll just be a stat guy in the corner.
Listen, I don't want to shit on the last Mike that was in here, but he couldn't look up. He was trying to look something up on his phone, and I don't think he ever got. This guy brought a computer. Battle of the mics here. I love it. All right, so while you're looking that up,
so it could be.
Oh wow, this guy's good.
It's either like, it might be The Dark Knight Returns.
It's a dark novel, you said.
Yeah, it's a graphic novel, or The Long Halloween. It's not Batman Year One, so I believe it's one of those two, but it's something like he's an older Batman.
Yeah,
he's got some wear on him. He has to be smart.
Well, there's a Batman that Kevin Conroy plays in CW stuff. Crisis on Infinite Earths, where they travel to another Earth where an older Batman is in like a metal suit, and you find out that he killed that Earth's Superman.
Supposedly they reached out to Michael Keaton to do that role in the CW show.
In the Crisis on Infinite Earths?
Supposedly they declined because they decided to go this route with the Flash,
that's
crazy.
But isn't that interesting? Because I'm glad we've kind of gone down this road, because this is where my mind starts really running. Is at the spoiler alert for Crisis on Infinite Earths. If you have not seen Crisis on Infinite Earths, this is the big spoiler at the very end. All of the Earths the multiverse is essentially destroyed.
Yeah.
But what actually happened is it's the CW's multiverse that was destroyed, which allows them to like jump to different Earths within like the show The Flash, right?
Yep.
Instead, they replaced it with the new, I forgot what they call it. I don't even think they call it a multiverse. But
not Earth One.
It's Earth Prime.
Earth Prime, yeah.
But what they have instead is they're like Earth Prime. Then they're like Earth 38. It was the Doom Patrol. Then they were like Earth 57. It was Teen Titans from DC Universe. They like went to the Earth. It was the actors from the show.
That's crazy.
Then they were like, and they like jumped around different shows on different networks. So, and the Flash, Ezra Miller, was in Crisis on Infinite Earths with a crossover with the Flash from the show. That Flash. So what are we talking about here? Like, is this thing, like, what were they saying there? Like, this multiverse could be cross-network is all I'm saying.
Count me in.
Count me in, too. Like I said, what a time to be alive. A real quick one here for you. A little bit from The Mandalorian. There wasn't just good and bad stuff in 2020. There was also just some funny stuff. You guys remember Pants Guy? Well, you will now. I've got it. Yeah.
I saw this. There was a mistake. There was a guy in the background that wasn't supposed to be in the background, and all they've called him was Jeans Guy.
Jeans Guy.
And now they wanted to make a Star Wars action figure of Jeans Guy.
Oh my gosh, that made it into the episode?
Yeah, that guy was standing in the background right there, I believe.
How does that happen?
That's as bad as getting thrown.
I love the packaging on the left-hand side. It's just half that guy's body.
Yeah, I've got it shared up on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. We got look at that toy. It's him literally standing behind a wall, but like it's just a toy.
I love it.
All right. Easily one of my favorite things to come out of 2020 was season 2 of The Boys. That's right. Season 1 was knockout. Season 2 was knockout. And in this episode, PC Mike, the Giggler, myself, break down season 2, and we talk about our favorite characters and moments from the season. Enjoy this one. If you are a Boys fan, The Boys fan, you're going to like it. All right, we're back, and we just retold, call them retells around here, The Boys Season 2. And to wrap it up, I think we should go to a roundtable of our ranking using our new 4-point scale. Just to kind of establish, since we don't have a graphic or anything for you yet, maybe I'll get one together for the video. But just set the stage again. 4 is a perfect score, 4.0. Think about like a GPA, like college GPA. 3.0 is like really good, but are you going to watch it all the time? And is it going to be a crowd favorite for the rest of your life? Probably not. 2, you loved it, or you liked it at least. Probably never.
Watchable.
Yeah, you watched it and you're like, I got it. And
The Invisible Man. Around a 2.
That's exactly right. And then a 1 is...
Why was this made?
Why'd I spend time?
Why was it made? And then I don't even know what a 0 is. I mean,
If you're below a 1,
I don't even know.
you need to retry.
I can't think
We'll
of many
see.
movies that I've despised that much after watching.
We'll keep our eyes peeled.
But
Hopefully, the idea is that we don't watch too much of that stuff. We want to watch a lot of 4s around here.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to give my ranking. I'm going to do like season 2 ranking.
Okay.
Because that's what we just did. No, I'm not going to do
Yeah.
like the whole show or anything
Yeah.
like that. So the season 2 ranking for me out of the 4-point scale at this point where the show stands after seeing that season finale, I mean, I'm at a 3.8. Oh, hold on. So like my
Solid score.
it is, and my thought there is like I'd even get it a 3.9 really, but I really do think the same exact thing about some of the Huey stuff, some of the love storytelling, a lot of stuff like Starlight's mom, which I know you have to like kind of address, but like I just didn't need it. That's the only reason I even ding off of 0.10. But Andy, how about you?
I'd go with a 3.4. I think I gave Dexter like a 3.5 or was that
3.5?
Maybe 3. Okay, yeah, 3.5. So it's almost on that level, but I think it'll take a few more seasons to get there.
It's fair,
but I think it was. I mean, I wish I would have been able to just binge it all at once. It's so hard. I watched the last.
Yeah, I did weekly too.
week to week.
So I feel like when I rewatch it later, it'll be just like when I rewatched season 1. It was so much fun.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely rewatch it. So that's how you know it's in the 3 to 4 range.
Yep.
Go 3-4.
So we got 3.8, 3.5. So we said
4.
3.4.
But I'm going to go 3.5.
3.5.
Again, I binged it. So
Okay.
I saw it a little bit differently than you. Still, it kept me guessing.
Oh, sorry. I'll give you the
What?
There you go.
I'm like, we did it for me and Andy. We got to do it. We got to do it.
But no, it kept me guessing. The Stormfront character had that arc that I didn't see coming.
Yeah, big twist.
They added more things. There was twists throughout the season with Homelander going to his cabin and seeing.
Didn't even talk about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
When he had the shapeshifter pretending to be
Yeah.
Madeline.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he was
That's
like, he was banging her probably.
Yeah,
that
and then
was
he
weird.
He turned as his head was in his lap. He's like, "Turn back, turn back, turn back."
And then the guy turned into Homelander and was like, "You
Yeah.
want this?"
Yeah,
And
wild.
He's like,
But
he
it
almost
just,
blew himself, right?
no, he
he was
he
going
said you're
to,
pathetic.
but
You're
then he said you're
pathetic.
pathetic, and then he killed him. We also didn't talk about the boys entering the Deep's whale.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! Yeah,
That was like
Yeah.
episode 1 or 2 or
He's like,
3.
I just couldn't save it.
The Deep, I know the Deep. That guy, he was in Gossip Girl.
Yeah, Chase Crawford,
That's right.
and his sister is Candace Crawford,
married to Tony Romo.
married to Tony Romo, former Miss Missouri.
Look at that. Hey, Missouri, look at us go. Something other than meth.
Oh, you cut it off before the guy did.
I don't know what it is. It's like, again, I don't have the buttons. We're going to get these buttons back. My mixer should be
No,
back
play
soon.
that one more time. I think it's the Woo guy.
What?
Yeah, there he is.
That's the guy coming back.
Yeah.
All right, so those are our rankings. And you also said to pick our 3 favorite characters. I'm going to go quick because I think you got some notes. I'm going to let you
I
get
I did take some.
I want
notes.
you to do, I want this to be your highlight. So
Do you want it to go? You give your 3 top 3, like boom, you go, boom, I go, boom, you go, or 1, 1, 1, 2, 2.
All right,
2,
let's do
3, 3.
Let's go one at a time. And we'll just list them one at a time.
Man.
So you just want to go like?
So I'm going to go, this is my number 3.
We're starting at 3. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to start at number 3. My number 3 favorite character of this season, 2 of the boys, is going to be Man, that's so hard. I'm gonna say Edgar Giancarlo Esposito. He's my number 3 favorite character because I feel like that he has they kept him a little bit behind the scenes in the season, but I also feel like it was because it was intentional, and I really want to see what happens more with the character. And every time he was on screen, you had that electric feel. So that's my number 3.
So I did my ranking overall, like season 1 and 2. Number 3 for me, Ashley Barrett, the assistant turned kind of leader of Vought. The one that's losing her hair.
Yes, Ashley. She's the redhead.
Chaos.
Wow.
I feel like she's the most relatable character in the show because she's just trying to do her dang job and no one's letting her.
And she's working so hard.
And just controlled.
She starts losing her hair.
And I think she steals every scene that she's in. I really do. I think she steals every scene that she's in.
Did you know that she ad-libbed one of her best lines?
Did she really?
Yes, I swear to God. I can't remember exactly what line it was, but it made it into the show. And it's one of those just dynamite lines. She said I got myself out of some kind of thing. It was something really specific.
Or when she's talking to A-Train, and she's like, "Hey, we got some big stuff playing for you." And then Homelander comes in and says, "Well, you're fired." And he looks at her, "You just told me this." She's like,
she goes, "There was going to be a briefing."
Yeah.
And he's like, "You work for me now."
Yeah. I just think she steals every scene she's in.
Andy?
Number 3 for me has got to be, this is going to be a controversial pick, but Starlight.
That's all right.
I like Starlight.
I like Starlight.
I don't
want to make it seem like I don't like her because I do like her.
Okay,
I think,
okay.
And her name's Erin
Moriarty. She's got Supergirl next door vibes.
Yeah. Well, she's achievable because Huey can have her.
Right. Yeah. Huey sucks, and
even though Huey's stepdad for a while in real life was John Cougar Mellencamp.
Oh my God. Shaun of the Dead. Was that Huey's dad?
No.
Oh, you said his real dad.
His real dad.
Oh, really?
His real dad's Dennis Quaid.
I didn't know that. Because you were like, I love his parents. I was like, what are you talking about?
And his mom's Meg Ryan.
Oh, I didn't know any of this. That's awesome. That's cool. All right, she's good.
I didn't know that either. So,
all right, my number 2. I mean, I feel like you can easily identify number 1, so maybe we should have done this the other way. My number 2 is Homelander, and my number 1 is Billy Butcher. I'm skipping ahead because I feel like I'm just gonna do that.
Maybe. I don't. Okay.
That's mine.
Mine's different.
Because
mine's totally different.
That's fine. That's perfect. Because
based on your number 3, I completely would expect that.
And again, I'm basing this on number 2. Homelander, this Tony Stark kills it in this, and I think Carl Urban did too. What will happen in season 3? I just don't know. That's my number 2 and my number 1. My number 1 is Billy Butcher.
You want me to do my next 2?
I think so. Yeah. Do both of them.
My number 2 is Black Noir. Overall,
awesome.
I think him not saying anything is hilarious to me. His nut allergy.
He had the almond. Maeve just shoves it in his mouth, and he's like, oh. She's like, what's happening? She's like, he's allergic to peanuts.
Yeah. Had to get an EpiPen. And then in the first season, they're talking or something, and Homelander's, I don't remember the scene, but he's like, yeah, we know Noir's involved. And he's like,
he's like this. He's like, and I love that number 2, by the way.
And my favorite by far is The Deep. By far.
Yeah, that's good.
So, I mean, we talked about Chase Crawford. In episode 2, Patton Oswalt is his gills that talk.
Yeah,
he's tripping balls.
Oh, I love Patton Oswalt. Yeah, he's doing the mushrooms.
Yeah,
and he's got the voice and he's talking.
That was nasty.
The Church of the Collective, trying to get back in the 70s, he marries that weird girl.
He's interviewing him.
Yeah, when he was down and out and living at that water park.
Yeah, when he was in Cleveland.
Yeah. Yeah,
and he's interviewing all those girls, and he's just in that one.
He's like, "Oh, that one,
the one that had the one that was not talking. She had no personality."
Yeah, and then he's like, "Screw Fresca." At the end,
they
don't even like Fresca
because they're doing frescoes.
Yeah,
they're doing frescoes all the time.
Yeah.
It's the Church of Collective thing. I didn't know if that was a real joke on Fresca.
I don't know.
No clue. I don't know.
That might
Fresca's good.
That might be an inside thing we just don't understand.
If you haven't had Fresca anytime recently, you should go out and try it again.
It was most definitely a featured. It was not a weird soft joke. They were want a Fresca.
Yeah.
Every time, and it would the camera would I was like, wow.
Yeah.
If you'd like to sponsor this, let us know, Fresca.
Well, Fresca might have been a sponsor of the shows, I think.
Yeah. And then Wayne's World used to make fun of that too. I hate people that sell out. And he's drinks a Pepsi. He's like, I know. At least I'm refreshed. And he's like drinking a Pepsi. Then it pans to Garth, and he's like, I just hate this whole thing. And he has Adidas head to toe.
So I just don't ever want to be like that. Yeah. Andy, you're number 2, and then you're number 1.
Number 2, Mother's Milk.
Good.
I was
wow.
close.
I love. Listen, guys, I gotta
close.
love. This is such a diverse group of favorites here. This is awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's like a guy I want to hang out with.
We
Like,
all 3 have different
controversial
1,
picks
2,
that
3.
I might not pick. Like Butcher is not in my top 3.
Wow.
I'd love to hang out with Mother's Milk. Would I want to hang out with Butcher? No, I would be scared as fuck.
That's
that I would be
and that's
dead.
why it's so good to me, because I want to, like, they're really showing like somebody that he really is like an anti-hero. Like he doesn't
He's
like,
he's like the Punisher kind of.
he is like
But-
he doesn't fuck over innocent people, but he's a revenge guy.
Yeah.
So anyway,
At the same time, I'm not really judging this on who I want to hang out with because Homelander was my number 1 for sure.
nice.
Just like I said,
Yeah, Tony Starr. I mean, again, like wow, that guy.
freaking like every time he's on the screen, I was just scared of what was going to happen. Like exactly for that scene where he just murked all the people that was the where he was imagining it or whatever, daydream.
Yep.
But I think this show would not be anywhere close to as good as it is without him as
Without
a
him.
character
Mhm.
because he's so ridiculous and like have he's like the parallels of like him and Superman. That's for sure a
Mhm.
thing, and I think that's why he gets so much attention in the show. But I mean, I was thinking he's going to be like a villain in season 3, but he's always been like a villain the whole time.
Yeah, but
really.
that's what I'm saying. I don't think so. I think it's like they established that he went through all this, and now, like, I wonder what they'll do with him.
He
like,
wants
no
the
clue.
love, though, kind of at the end. He's like, oh, I
he
want
does.
the cheers again.
So it seems like he's like, well, I am going to play by a certain type of rules. To me, is what it feels like.
Mhm.
But you're so right. Without him, the show would be totally different.
Yep.
And you're right also about saying, I would literally be like, Tony Starr said for the season finale, he put out like a tweet or something. He said, get your breathing exercises in now. Like, I'm like, it's so true. Like, you really watch and you're like, it's scared. You're like legit afraid. Like, what am I going to see now?
Yeah, I know.
All right. Well, you heard it here. We watched The Boys season 2. We loved it. It's on Amazon Prime. Go out and see it if you haven't. Hopefully you have. Hopefully you didn't listen to this if you haven't.
Well, I watch now.
But I'll tell you right now, the rating that came out of this group was a 3.6. That's out of our 4-point scale.
Yeah.
I think that did that math in my head. It was pretty
close.
Pretty close, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
There's probably some more decimals. We'll stick with to keep it simple. So that's The Boys. Thank you for The Boys. We loved it. We introduced a new segment called Logan's Heroes late in 2020. One of our very first guests, Stephen Walden, local artist and nerd. In this clip, Stephen and I talk about the MCU versus DC, just in terms of creative content, what's coming out, where is everything going. It's a lot of fun. Stephen's was a great time, and we're going to have him on more again in 2021. We didn't talk about that specifically, but he said he wants to come back on, so we're going to make that happen. But in the meantime, enjoy this nice clip on MCU and DC.
I think will probably happen at some point. They'll try to be like, look, we can't do this, so we're just going to get this guy to do it for us, or someone from that camp to be like, we need someone that oversees this, do this for what we've done. Because they when the Avengers came out and they had laid this groundwork for, this crossover movie, and then ultimately they did, Infinity War and all that, which was just the movie that I always wanted as a child. Never thought that I would see 20 movies setting up this other movie. I
just got the goosebumps. Oh man.
Right. And then they try to do everything all in one with Superman, Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice. Let's throw in everyone in a single movie. And so you did not give this time to breathe. I heard great things about Aquaman, but I don't know. I'm ambivalent about, Jason Momoa as Aquaman.
Yeah. I think they let him be a little too comfortable. I feel like it's almost like, I feel like they're like, he's like, who should I be? And they're like, oh, just be yourself.
That's funny. That's funny. I don't know. I mean, I'm still going to watch it. I'm still going to.
Oh, of course. And it's almost like not like when I ask, I get frustrated when people ask me like, oh, are you excited? Am I excited for a Batman, like a Justice League movie? Who are you talking? I have a podcast called Mostly Superheroes. Yeah, I'm excited. Is it going to be good? I don't know. Let's talk about this. James Gunn is one of these guys, right? So he does Suicide. He does Guardians of the Galaxy and 2. both great films. I rewatch them all the time. We have a scale over here. I don't know if you've heard the scale, but we like have a rating on like if we rewatch it, 4.0 scale. I haven't done those yet, but I need to. They're up there though because I'm always putting them back on. Well, now you have him coming in to reboot. It looks like the Suicide Squad, and that's going to be in this. And they've already announced Peacemaker TV show on HBO Max.
Oh, I didn't. Oh no, maybe I saw it and forgot it. That's John Cena, right?
John Cena, and that's also directed by Gunn. So like that's a little bit of that crossover, you know. They got like you bring Gunn over to do both. I don't know. It's just one facet of the story, so I feel like it's a band-aid on a much maybe larger issue.
I agree. I agree, but maybe the hope is that they will have success from that, and then they're like, oh, well, maybe we should be doing more of this. Maybe James Gunn is the guy that oversees it. I don't know that James Gunn could do like a whole have that umbrella thing, but I never would have thought that Mikey Peters from Swingers could do it either, you know. And yet here's Favreau, you know, knocking it out of the park. He couldn't even get, you know, he couldn't wait 3 days to call the girl, yet here he is, you know.
Yeah, look at him now. Right. All right, guys. Hope you've enjoyed a little bit of rewind time with us on the show. To our fans that have been following the entire time, we just thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and we hope you enjoy it. And we would like to feature you. If you'd like to be featured, write us on our website at mostlysuperheroes.com. At number 1, my favorite clip of the year. It wasn't even a question. It was almost the inspiration for making this in the first place. It's, of course, how the Giggler got his namesake. Enjoy this nice short story from Andy and his fear of Jack Nicholson's Joker from Batman, 1989.
I don't know. It's a great superhero movie.
Yeah, I agree.
The Joker, he haunted my childhood. And
this one?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my gosh.
I had
recurring. Boy. I'm glad you remembered. I would have totally forgot.
Recurring nightmares.
I know we talked about this previously, but I want to hear about this.
Every night as a child, because I watched this movie every day when I was a kid. My babysitters hated me because they were sick of watching it.
Well, it sounds like people have just been asking Andy, "You watching Batman again?"
Yeah, those babysitters should have loved it. Oh, this kid's just going to be locked in for 2 hours. I'm going to bring my boyfriend over.
Yeah.
We have 2 hours and 12 minutes. What the runtime is.
So I had this recurring nightmare, and I think it was almost every night when I was a kid. I can't remember how long, but
your parents let you keep watching it.
I would willingly keep watching it, but I have this nightmare. The Joker would come in and tickle me, and then I would wake up. This sounds ridiculous. This is a completely true story. I'm not lying at all. I promise. But so he'd tickle me, and then I'd wake up, and sometimes I would wake up and I would be laughing.
Oh boy!
Oh God!
And like that's scary.
Yeah, especially for your parents.
Right.
They just hear their baby little boy down the hall. Just.
I mean, I probably was like 10 years old. No, this came out in 89 or 89. I was born in 88, so I was probably 6, 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we all watched it, probably.
And like, it ended abruptly because one time I can't believe I'm actually admitting this to where people might listen to this.
It's your choice.
Thousands, hundreds, thousands of people, maybe.
Potentially billions.
Yes. Anyways, so one time he gives me the middle finger, and I bite his finger, and then the dreams ended forever.
You conquered your fears.
That's what
you bit his finger.
I thought that. Yes, he gave me the middle finger. So I was old enough to even know what a middle finger meant. Like, you're not supposed to know that till you're.
What do you think you had these dreams for? Like 3 months?
It's probably a sign that I should not watch this movie every day, but I did not heed those warnings.
Well, the question at hand: do you still have the nightmares now?
No, I don't. It literally.
I know you said it ended, but like if you watch the movie again, you still don't have like a little bit of.
I haven't had any recently.
Like you said, your wife came home and she's like, "You're watching this again." She's just strapping in for a night of night terrors.
Yeah, right. No, she's buckling up for a night of giggles.
Yeah, she wishes.
Joke's on her.
Yeah, you wish.
No, actually, now think about it, I haven't had any nightmares since. So
that's a good story.
Legitimately,
that is a good story.
I conquered my dreams. Like I killed.
I feel like
monster.
That's a real like life symbol for like what like dreams can do. Like, and you took the stand and said, I mean,
dead.
Was there blood in the dream? Do you remember?
I can't remember that.
I mean, you were a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Probably not.
But still.
I think, well, thank you for sharing that. Are you okay?
I'm okay now.
Thanks for sharing it.
I'm over it.
Well, this Joker that terrified you as a child or tickled you. I liked him too. All right, guys. Thanks again. Couple housekeeping things for you to look forward to and some things for the fans. We announced this week Mostly Superheroes Squad. This is you guys. Why don't you guys have your own name, your own namesake? And it's the Mostly Superheroes Squad. We have a couple places for you to get involved with the squad. We have a new Facebook group. Go search for that on Facebook. It's affiliated with our page on Facebook, so it'll be nice and easy. And we also have your very own password-protected tab on our website. Go to mostlysuperheroes.com/squad. The password will update periodically via announcements right here on the show. This week's password, with a capital G, Grogu. That's for you, listener. Take that password, go to mostlysuperheroes.com/squad, and there is an exclusive piece of content that can only be found on our Patreon page. But other than that, not publicly available anywhere else. 17 minutes. I live watch Star Wars A New Hope. Yeah, don't clap too much. It's the quality's just fine, but no one else has heard it. So it's my raw take, some of my thoughts on the film, some funny stuff, some cool stuff. Go check that out, guys. And we'll be looking forward to having a lot of fun with the Mostly Superheroes Squad in 2021. And I don't know if you guys have heard, but we put it on our social media. We're going to try to do something a little crazy in the new year. We're going to try to give you something new every day. Now, that doesn't mean a podcast episode every day, no. We're talking, something small, something cool, something maybe what you watching related, maybe some fan mail. And we do have a schedule because we want you to know when things are coming. Told you could look forward to some organization from the show. We do have a brand new schedule up on our website. It's on our homepage, mostlysuperheroes.com. 7 days a week. We're going live on Instagram on certain days, live on Twitch. You'll see when the podcast drops. I believe that's Thursday. But go see for yourself because there's a lot of stuff on there. Plus, it helps you see kind of in one picture, where does the show live? It's going to help all of us. With that, have a safe and happy new year. 2020, folks, getting personal with you. It was heavy. And don't think that you're alone in thinking it was heavy or that you're tired and you feel guilty for feeling tired. No, the world laid it on us this year. And if you made it across, this finish line into 2021, be proud of yourself. And let's go into the new year with, getting through this together. Talk to your family, talk to your friends, talk to your loved ones, support each other, lift each other up. Let's not tear each other down. As much as we've seen in the past, I think we can all agree that a little good can go a long way. Let's do that in 2021. Have a safe and happy New Year's Eve. From myself, Carrie, Mike, Andy, the team over here at Mostly Superheroes, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your support of the show and being a part of what we're doing and being a part of the Mostly Superheroes family. So thank you for listening. We appreciate you, and we're going to give you some really good stuff to do and watch and listen to in the new year. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time on Mostly Superheroes.